Hello, everybody. I hope everyone is having a good Monday. We're a few minutes early. I just wanted to pop in here early. So I hope everyone's having a good Monday. I have a show that I put together just to go over some stuff. So we'll go over that stuff and then we'll talk about all this other craziness obviously going on in the world. I hope everyone's having a good Monday. Thank you, Elena. Yes, I'm slowly feeling better. I'm just annoyed. I'm annoyed that I'm still sick, but it's okay. I kind of was hoping that today I would feel pretty close to 100%, and it's not. It's just the congestion at this point, and nothing's really helping it. Allergy pills. I'm taking so many different things, but it's okay. We'll be okay. Hey, Martha, how are you? Happy Monday. I hope you guys had a good holiday. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Hello, hello. Welcome in. I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes because I know that I'm early. So I said 5:30, but then I was like, let's just start. So, let's see. If you upper respiratory infection going around, the only thing that takes it fully is green tea with elderberry, other citrus. Yeah. So we had the flu, like a strain of the flu. So, and it's a newer strain of the flu apparently, where it lasts 2 to 3 weeks. So it's no bueno, no fun. Hopefully work was good, Martha. If you worked today. Hey, since you seem to be on the side of right, let me give you follow Maxwell's. I'll write that down, but sorry guys, I'm trying to let people get in here. Just gonna write this down really quick and then we will get going. Hello, everybody. Will Candace be live on YouTube later? No, she will not be live on YouTube tonight, guys. She's going to do an audio live on X on Twitter. I don't know why she decided to do that, and I can show you guys what it says, but she's basically just going to be talking about the fort stuff. We'll go over some of the drama. Twitter is wild today. I didn't even want to be on there, but I've kind of been in and out trying to check on it, and she's fighting with everybody in the comment section on there. It's hard to recover. Yeah. Let's see. Put some thyme mint in your water. Yeah, I've tried all that. Tai G, I'll look into it. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm glad I'm here today too. I'd also love for you to do a deep dive on NAR. Yeah, I'll look into that kind of stuff. I have a list of several things because I'm also going to be not majorly pivoting like I've talked about from the Charlie Kirk stuff, but we are going to cover other things. So I've been trying to film several different things in the background. Good morning. I listened to your video about lupus. Props for not letting it hold you down. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you listened and it wasn't boring. Ginger root and green tea with lemon and honey. It works for me. Thank you. Oh, we have a new member. Thank you so much. And we're going to have different levels of membership, but right now we just have the basic, just a fun little 99-cent one. So I appreciate that, Curveball. Thank you. Thank you for supporting the channel. You guys, it means so much when you guys, just even by liking the video and sharing. Hi y'all. Been following first live. Nice. Thank you for being in here. Welcome. Let's see. Need to okay, so we're gonna go over the Wolves in Finance video in the live today. So don't worry. Let's see. All right. So we are going to just jump right into all this stuff, okay? So first off, I want to talk about The Wolves in Finance video. So, how many people have already watched the Wolves in Finance video that was posted? It was either last night or this morning. Yeah, I hope he has security too. I agree. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Hey, Larry. Let's see. Hit the like button if you love America. Thank you, Mark. What's up, guys? Did you see Dee Dee last night? Made my head spin. I saw part of it, but I ended up going to bed, and I haven't caught up on any of that yet. It's so hard to watch everything, guys. Okay. So we're just gonna kind of go over a little bit of that for the people that didn't watch it. Maybe give like a little quick rundown. Um, let's see. Let's see. I posted today to reply from yesterday about Lori F's father. She's not listed as his child. Um, there's a lot of weird stuff with that and her mom, and I just haven't talked about it because I'm trying to like pull things together. I'm just very paranoid because, to be honest, yeah, you want to expose truth, but like you also have to be careful too. So it's how you do it and being smart about it, and you don't want to end up in a lawsuit. So I'm trying to make sure that I really make the dots connect before I, talk about certain things. So fortunately, JD, Dee Dee, and Sabby tend to echo all the same stories. Well, I mean, we're all kind of like sharing the same information to get answers. Everybody likes watching different people, hearing it from different people. I like hearing several different people's opinions on certain things, so that's okay. So, some people might like Coach Colin and not me, or like me and not, you know what I mean? Everyone's thank you so much, Marty. I appreciate that. So, all right, so we're just going to dive into this. So Wolves in Finance posted a video yesterday, and I really hope he considers getting some security because the stuff that he's talking about is serious stuff. I also, he has the finance background to talk about money and stuff, so it's kind of better sometimes, I think, to leave certain things to certain people. But basically, the gist of his video was Tyler Boyer and Jack Hoffman allegedly do side businesses together. They have LLCs that have been formed and dissolved. Jake Hoffman, says that 110 LLC is a decade old, but really it was established in 2021. So it's obviously not a decade old. And if Tyler Boyer allegedly is a partner, then whatever funds are sent to this LLC mailbox, he would obviously be getting a part of. He went into Tyler Boyer's house and how it cost, like I think it's something like 1.95 million, and he put down a $650,000 down payment on it. And I think it was like in 2019 he was basically broke. He was getting his wages garnished from a lawsuit that was going on over an apartment complex and unpaid rent there. And so where do you get this like $650,000 to put down on the house in 2021? You go from being like broke in 2019 to 2021, you're, living in 2 million. It just, he's saying it didn't make sense. He talked about the first customer of 110 LLC being Carrie Lake, who ran for governor of Arizona. She had a campaign called Put America First, and she received like 2.3 million, $1 million donation. And that donation was allegedly paid to the 110 LLC. So he was asking questions about, who's behind this donation, which turned out, he looked and there's like an SPH Medical LLC. So not the medical supply company out of California, but it looks essentially, allegedly, like another shell company. So he, just had a lot of questions. Why are you sending this money to this LLC? Where did this money come from? Who's behind, this LLC? Carrie Lake, won the primary election. She ended up losing the general election, but she won the primary. She hired several different marketing companies to help her with her campaign, and apparently this LLC was one of them, but she's continued to pay the LLC just like at a much lower rate. I think it's like now she's paying like, I think it was like $500,000 or something. I don't even know. Much lower than that huge donation that came in, or payment. allegedly. Um, then he went in to talk about, the next customer of the LLC was David Farnsworth, who, is with TPUSA Action. They endorsed him. He went into, if candidates are sending money to LLCs, and TPUSA is supporting them and they're campaigning, it's a kickback, and, that's just big time trouble. Like I said, all this is allegedly. He said, he can't prove these things per se because the names are off of the LLCs. Everything's tied back to Delaware. Shocker. Um, and then you have Tyler Boyer, who's now in charge of Turning Point PAC. And I guess money, being sent to this 110 LLC, it went from like $1.5 million to $4.5 million in funds now. So he's just asking a lot of questions about like, why are they not answering questions for all this stuff? So there's just a lot going on with that. And I think there's more to come with the finances. So yeah, a lot of money problems. TPUSA management, fake high roller grifters. Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff. And, why wouldn't they want to answer these questions? Why wouldn't they well, first off, they do answer, but it's not honest, and a lot of this stuff is public record. So yeah, it's just not a good look. I just don't think, like I said, I know Erica's addressed certain things. Sometimes she doesn't address things, but I don't know why why pick what you're gonna do. It's just very interesting. So that was the gist of the Wolves in Finance video that he posted. It was a very good video. Like I said, I'm worried for him. I think he's really putting himself out there. And, these are big accusations to make. So, everything has to be said is allegedly. We can't prove they went to, someone's bank account. So, it's just, I'm worried about him. I hope that he, does have security, hopefully lives in a gated community, um, the whole nine. I don't know. It takes a lot of guts to put certain things out there. I mean, we all watched what happened to Charlie that day, right? So it's a really good example of what happens to you when you push back. So they are avoiding answers or answering valid questions for days, weeks, months. And then when they do, they lie and provoke fake alibis. They are beyond suspicious at this point. Yeah, they are. If you guys watched my video about the entire thing with Gary from Paramount Tactical, let me know in the chat if you guys watched that. That was a whole debacle. And I could actually pull up stills of the screenshots of, where did I put my phone? Oh gosh, you guys, I knew I was going to forget something. Hold on. Let me go get my phone, but I want to show you guys this. Actually, I wonder if my husband is listening, if he can bring me my phone. We'll see if he answers. Alex, are you listening to my live? If you are, can you bring me my phone from the bathroom? So, yeah, Candace is going live on X tonight. I think it was 8:30. We'll take a look at it. I don't know why she decided not to do a show today, unless she's not at home. I don't know. Did Candace know about Erica's past? I'm sure that she's been well aware for a little while. I would have to assume. Welcome in. That's a lot to ask. He's probably like, why didn't you take your phone to begin with? I'm sure. If he doesn't come in here in a second, because he mods, then I'll just run and grab it. But yeah, the stills, like it, Gary reading that out was so embarrassing. Why did Candace tell her friend to marry such a despicable woman? I don't think she gave him an opinion at all. I think it was all very quick. So I don't go on X too wild. I'll just wait for you to spoon feed us the good stuff. That's fine, Elena. I'm here for you. I got you guys. Don't worry. I got you. We'll do an overview afterwards. Like we'll do it tomorrow, maybe. Well, I'll post a video tomorrow probably. Gary broke this case wide open. Yeah, he sure did, right? Hope her show re-airs on YouTube. I don't know if she will or not because it's only in audio. So on X, it's only audio. But we'll get into that. So the next thing I wanted to jump into was obviously we all know that on December 4th, they arrested a suspect for the pipe bombing from January 6th. Brian Cole Jr. was taken into custody. The Virginia man who lived, around 23, I think they said 23 miles south of Capitol Hill, was charged with transporting an explosive device and attempted malicious destruction by means of explosive materials. And that was according to the charging documents from court. What was unclear at the time when they did arrest him was, his possible motive. They really didn't understand why he did this. And so as the latest court filing from the prosecutors, it says the man accused of placing 2 pipe bombs in Washington on the eve of January 6, 2021, right at the U.S. Capitol, told investigators after his arrest that he believed someone needed to speak up for people who believe in the 2020 election being stolen and that he wanted to target the country's political parties because they were in charge. This is what the prosecutor said on Sunday, apparently. The same memo stating that he confessed to planting the pipe bombs during an interview with FBI, according to prosecutors. He acknowledged feeling disillusioned by the 2020 election, fed up with both political parties, and sympathetic to claims by Trump and some of his allies that the whole entire election was stolen. The same court filing also quoted him telling agents who interviewed him that if people feel that, something as important as voting in the federal election is being tampered with, as being, regulated null and void, then someone needs to speak up. Well, that's not really speaking up. That's doing more. And I don't know if I believe that this was his motive, by the way. So I'm just reading you guys what his explanation for his behavior was that they released. The article says, of course, the election had not been tampered with. Of course, they're never going to come out and be like, yeah, we tampered with everything. But the suspected pipe bomber apparently believed what they say is Trump lied about his 2020 election defeat. I think majority of us know what happened in 2020. I don't think it was lost upon us, so to speak. It was kind of obvious what happened. As a political matter, the apparent motivations are relevant. The New York Times reported that conspiracy theorists on the right spent years focused on the pipe bomb case, alleging that shadowy government forces had planted the explosives as a distraction to make it easier for the Capitol to be stormed in an effort to ultimately blame the breach on Mr. Trump and his supporters. FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino, a former can't talk today, conspiratorial podcast personality who told listeners to his conservative podcast shortly before Election Day 2024 that there was a massive cover-up in the pipe bombs case and that the bombs might have been placed as part of an inside job launched by the federal government. Earlier this year, Bongino went further, telling his audience that the FBI knew the identity of the bomber and just didn't want to tell us because it was an inside job. If the Justice Department's legal memo is correct, we know that the right's conspiracy theories were completely wrong. Lord, eye roll. Insert eye roll here. Though it remains unclear whether Bongino and other conservatives who push these discredited ideas will now acknowledge their mistake. Well, I'm not going to acknowledge it because I don't believe that was an honest election, but that's neither here nor there. We're not going to argue that one out. We are just talking about what has come out in the last couple days because that's what we're here for, right? To talk about current events. So, yeah, of course, like that would be what was said. Not a shocker. I'm not even sure that allegedly this is the right person. You know what I mean? Nothing. It's all just. I don't even really know why we read news articles anymore, right? From mainstream media, it's all a bunch of baloney anyway. I'm sure, majority of it anyway. Did you see the pictures of Charlie's dad during funeral? Did he have a black eye? So I did not see him at the memorial. I don't think he had a black eye. I just think he has dark circles under his eyes. That's just my opinion. But I did see him at the Medal of Freedom award ceremony that they did at in the Rose Garden. I think it was the woman they initially thought it was, who is now, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Citizens are exposing crimes while the government is covering them up. Strange. Yes, Frank, isn't it? Yeah. Nick from, we're gonna go over that from oh gosh, went to Minnesota to expose all this daycare fraud. I mean, that's not shocking. All I gotta say is people better really start paying attention to what they're doing because people are wide awake these days. Tucker identified the real pipe person. Yeah. I saw Housewife on VFT when she commented with a super and he got kind of angry with her comment. I thought, yep, I need to follow her. Are you talking about me? I never super chatted VFT. You might have me confused with someone else. I mean, I have followed him. I unfollowed him when he was yelling at everyone over the naval stuff. The screaming, the swearing, I can't listen to that. So I had to I mean, my husband's prior military and like I understand being mad, but I don't like to listen to that. And he just, when you're yelling and screaming, like I said, no one's listening to what you're saying. So um I just sometimes you just need to take a break. It was the Capitol Police woman for sure, yeah. So I think a lot of us are in agreement about that. Um, yeah, Nick Shirley, exactly. We're gonna go over that. Let's see. Okay, you guys are all, yeah, keep it civil. Of course, we're always civil here. Everyone knows that. If they're a part of this community, we're always civil. Really, if the same name patriotic housewife, I searched the name on YouTube and you came up. I don't think I ever super chatted him, but I don't know. You know, I guess you never know. But I've definitely been in his lives. So, yeah, you probably did see my name pop up somewhere. I don't know. Love your content. Get so excited when I get an update of your episodes. You have such a great insight. Thank you so much, Sue. I appreciate that. I unsubscribed from Valhalla because he's a diva. I wouldn't say he's a diva. I just think his emotions got the best of him. And we all have that, that happens. But you try to keep yourself composed. Or at least I try to anyway, for the most part. What can we actually do? Well, being aware is the first step, and go out and do your own research is what I tell everybody. Don't take anyone's word for anything. Don't take mine. Anybody. Turn around and whatever information you get, you turn around and you try to verify that yourself. I don't think anyone should listen to anyone. I think everyone should use their own critical thinking skills and make your own informed decisions. So, nevertheless, still a big win. Love the channel. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you guys are here. I appreciate all of you. Let's see. The whole Valhalla and the tactical guy. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I respect the fact that he served in the military. I think that he has good insight, He obviously has insight. He's been in on special operations. There's no taking that away from him. And that's important to note, but he doesn't know everything. He doesn't know every single person in the military. There's corruption everywhere, you guys. There's corruption in schools. There's corruption in daycares, like we just saw. There's corruption in politics. There's corruption in your local PTA. There's corruption everywhere. If you look, it's everywhere. But it doesn't make everybody a bad person. It doesn't, nobody knows everything. And so I think that when you start to have an attitude of everything and you can't possibly be wrong, I just don't think that's the approach. But I do think Nate, obviously he's smart. I don't think he cares what I think. I don't think he cares about my opinion. And the drama that came from that, I do think it was very sad for people to attack his wife and his family and him. I don't think that was right. I think we're losing the plot here when we start acting like that. This is the whole thing, like distraction by causing arguments, right? And so that got the best of a lot of people. And dragging someone's wife into it, that's not fair. Stick to the facts is what I say. Let's stick to the facts. So and still with the Mitch stuff, I mean, I've gotten a lot of crap about, you support a woman abuser. And I'm like, guys, I don't support what he did. I don't support anybody who's beating anybody. But to say that God doesn't forgive you for that, God forgives everything. And if you can't forgive, then how can you stand before God and ask for forgiveness on you get what I'm saying, and expect it. You have to be able to give it, truly give it to get it. And so all sins are weighed the same. And so no, it's not my job to act holier than thou. And if he turned his life around, it's like what's going on right now, it's a humanity issue at this point. Like we've crossed a line where it's more or less people feel that if you ever messed up in your life, apparently, then that defines you. What if he was a drinker because of his military service? He had PTSD and he was treating it with alcohol and he was drunk and he was doing that. Not making an excuse for it, but I'm saying, you know, traumatized from, his service or whatever. And it doesn't make it right, but does it define him for the rest of his life? No. If he changed his life and they're like, oh, well, then I had people, the documents showed 2023 and 2024 and 2025 or whatever. It's like, guys, it's the whole point is we're trying to look for justice for Charlie. Like, can we just stay on point? Either he saw what he saw at the fort or he didn't. They use criminals in court cases all the time. People are jailhouse informants and they've lied and they've done terrible things and they still can be credible in a court case. There's nothing, I don't understand what's so hard to even understand about that, There's some people are very dead set that they know all, they know everything, and I don't think that's right. So I don't know. I'm not perfect. I don't know everything. I don't want to know everything. I'm just a normal person who just is here hanging out with you guys, doing research and hanging out. So, I don't know. I worry about my behind first, how I present myself, how I treat other people. That's the only person I can control. I have no control over anything else going on. So I'm trying to like stay in my lane and mind my business, Let's see. Nothing happens. Love what you're doing. But we need a group that gets it. Yes, we do. We need people that just woosah. Like, what is wrong with everybody? People take like a whole paragraph of something you said and they take like a sentence and they just run with that one sentence and then they make up their own things. And it's like, where did you get that? Happens a lot. And I'm like, on everything I said, where did that come into play? It's crazy. I believe a meeting happened at the fort, just not the type of meeting most people think it was. And that's very possible. It could have been a totally different meeting. And in that case, why wouldn't you just come out and be like, yeah, we were there. This is what we were there for. Charlie was threatened. We were worried about him. So we were having a security meeting. Boom, done, over. Provide the proof, move on. It excuses everything away, but that's not what's going on. Been following George Webb. I do not follow George Webb. I've seen some of his videos, but I don't follow him. I wish the whole Candace and TPUSA drama would put things on the back burner. Our country is falling apart and we are losing it day by day. Let's pull together and save our country. I agree. I think that we can do two things can exist at once, but people are getting hung up on these small details or these small things, or you know what I mean? And again, abuse is not a small thing. So don't clip that and cut it out of context. It's not. But I'm saying that what's happening, Mitch could have been a plant just to, muddy the waters some more. I think that muddying the waters is smart from the jump because we can never really figure out exactly what happened. It's why we had so many distractions during it. You got a million hand signals at once. You got a million people doing a million things. You got different noises. People are like, oh, look at this remote and look at this. I think that's the whole point, guys. The point isn't it's to make it to where we can never for sure say this is what happened. That's all they have to do. So that's it. We all have our demons, don't we? No one is perfect. No one walking this earth is perfect. I don't even like perfect. So I'm one of those people, like, I like to be different. So like even with trends or certain things, typically like I'm always doing something different. I've always been like that. So I'm sorry guys, I had to cough. Christianity is fundamentally flawed. That's the problem, that Christians don't want to admit that religion facilitates evil and power. That's why it exists. I don't think that that's true. Again, I think it's like saying an object does bad. It's the person that's bad. And yes, Christianity is being used as a weapon right now. This is like a spiritual war. It's being weaponized in a terrible way. Believe me, the wrath of God when he comes back is going to be so bad if you're not saved. I do not even want to know. I am so afraid to not be saved. Therefore, I focus only on that. I'm sorry. I am not trying to spend eternity not in heaven. I'm good. The point is that Charlie is dead. If he wasn't, no one is safe. I believe he really is. And the point here too is that, you guys, we can't bring Charlie back, right? So at some point, we also have to be rational about that. Charlie is gone. We can't undo that, you know? Not to sound mean, but we can't undo that part. So, yes, getting justice is important, but we also can't turn against each other. And we're sitting here, people are tearing each other down like crazy, grown adults at that. I mean, it reminds me of like high school, like girls in high school that mean girls. It's just, I don't know. I don't even have it in me. That takes so much energy to be mad and worked up like that. I don't know who. Maybe it's because I have lupus or something. I don't know. I don't like to be mad. I hate being mad. I hate being mean. It doesn't make me feel good. I don't know. What podcasters do I watch? So I watch things basically strictly for you guys because I don't really have much time outside of researching and listening to things for you guys and reading articles. To be quite honest, I don't even leave my house some days lately because I'm, trying to get through my house fire still, and I have all these other things. Hence why my background, the painting, is all disastrous. Trying to get through things, so I don't really watch and do things really for fun right now. To be honest with you, I'm going to hang out with friends for New Year's Eve and my husband, and we're excited about that. But for the most part, I'm always up to something with the podcast. But if I do watch something for fun, um, I typically watch like lawyer you may know to follow court cases that I like. I'm a true crime junkie. Emily D. Baker, those kinds of things. For stuff like this, like if I just want to see what other people's opinions are, I really like Dee Dee has a podcast. Um, Him and I have a lot of similar views. I think we carry ourselves in a very similar way. And I have told you guys, if you guys have been here for a while, yeah, I had a house fire 4 days before Christmas last year. So we lost everything in our house. We'll just say that. So we're construction, replacing, it's just a whole thing. So we got a long way to go. Homeowners insurance is a real scam, to say the least. But that's okay. We're safe. We're here. It's okay. But I do like Dee Dee's got a podcast. He carries himself in a similar way to me. I think we both have very similar outlooks and how we feel. I like Trigger Smart. Trigger Smart actually randomly jumped in one of my lives a couple weeks ago. He was in the chat, and then I was like, "Oh, if you want to pop on and talk," and he stayed on for like 2 hours, and we chatted it up about stuff. Trigger Smart is level headed. He's calm. He's nice. I don't know. I don't. I don't know. I'm one of those people too. You are who you hang with, and I believe your body's a temple. What you listen to, what you read, what you hang out with, it corrupts you. So I try to be careful. What was the cause? Electrical in the garage. Nothing we did. It was just, but yeah, when I found the fire, it was in the middle of the night. My husband actually told me there was no burning smell to go back to bed, and I told him he was crazy. And I went searching, and my whole garage that's attached to the house was in flames. The Bears, oh my gosh, I'm so mad about that loss yesterday. We lost by so little. I'm so mad. I don't even want to talk about it. But we're doing so good this year. So like fingers crossed. I can't believe the 49. We kept up though with the 49ers. Like we were so neck and neck, you guys. I was like, "Oh, we got this." And then I was like, "Oh, I'm getting too cocky." This is why I don't get too happy about the Bears, because you never know. I don't want to be negative, but I want to be too like we got this in the bag. Um Charlie was a Mason, enough proof left and right. Erica is not a Mason. She is Jewish. The women do not partake in Masonry like the men. Erica is going to follow what she's told to do. That is very true. If she's, if someone's controlling her, yeah, and threatening her. Trigger Smart is great and solid theories on the exploding road mic. Yeah, that was a really good interview that they did. That was good work. I enjoyed that. I don't believe the witness protection theory because why would you get an innocent person involved? I don't understand what he would have to win. I think this hurts Mitch more than he benefits. Like, okay, she started a GoFundMe or whatever it is, but do you realize like what trouble he's putting himself in by saying these things and putting himself out there? I mean, you're really, really sticking yourself out there. I don't know. I mean, he knows what kind of audience she has. I don't know if the gain of this, I don't even know how much money she raised. Is it worth the risk? I don't know. Maybe for some. I don't know. Regardless, I don't really care what Mitch did in his past. I care about either he saw what he saw or he didn't. Were they there or they weren't? And I'm not getting lost in all the other stuff. So, um, yes, Trigger Smart is great. Did you hear the episode with John Bray? Awesome. Yes, I did. Hello, sister. I'm praying for you. We had a house fire, total loss in 2018. We just bought a house in March, needed litigation till 7 years. Ours was electrical too. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy that you just got back in a house and everything's okay. My pastor at church, they lost their house. I think it was the night before Christmas last year. So like, yeah, it was crazy. And theirs was a total loss. So my structure itself on the inside of the house was okay. Well, my drywall because of smoke and soot damage. And by the time we found the fire, we're lucky. It was like a couple feet away from a gas can and fertilizer. And we wouldn't even be here to talk about this. So it was crazy. But yeah, all the contents of the house, like it was all done for. Everything was done. Because my AC unit is in the attic above the garage. And so what happened is the AC unit carried the smoke and soot and dropped it throughout all the vents in the house. So yeah, it was fun to say the least. But I'm praying for you. And yeah, it's not for the weak. And I feel so bad for anyone who has to go through this. Yeah, Dee Dee is excellent. Sorry guys, I'm just scrolling through these. Holy crap, my brother in Georgia had a random fire in the garage last year. They had no idea until they opened the door. It was right before Christmas. Yeah. So, garages that are attached to your house, like I always told my husband that we're never putting cars in the garage, and he used to get mad. He likes to put cars in the garage. And I was like, listen, dude, if there's ever a fire, the batteries in those cars, we won't even, the whole house will blow up. And the first thing the fire department said when they got here was, thank goodness the cars weren't in the garage. So they said I saved our lives. That's pretty scary. Glad you still have your house. Thank you. Yes, I'm glad we still have the bones. But guys, insurance, let me just tell you, you pay all this money. And we have a good policy, we have a good insurance company, but they'll do anything to get out of giving you the money. So I have a public adjuster and we're fighting with the insurance still. I'm praying that any day now we will. So at the time, I also had a business. I was running out of my house from home and I lost all of my inventory and they're fighting that. So like you guys, it's crazy. So I've been jobless until I started my podcast. Well, still, until the podcast really gets going and I get my merch line and certain things going. It's just going to be a little bit of Alex is carrying a lot of weight, but it's okay. God gets us through. We've had, for as many trials and tribulations that we've had, I think we're going to come out better for it and we'll be stronger for it. It'll be okay. Did you have fire extinguishers? Yes, I did. And one of them was good. And then one of them had expired actually. So, but yeah, we did. And it put the fire out and then we turned around and it came right back. So it was like a whole thing. So let's jump into, okay, so let's talk a little bit about Dan Bongino because this seems to be a topic that people, for whatever reason, get really riled up over Dan Bongino. I did a video about him obviously leaving the FBI, and it was I was kind of surprised, but my first thought when he said he was leaving was maybe he found out that Mr. Patel was annoying, like the rest of us think, and not doing his job, and he didn't want to be a part of that no more. Probably save himself, right? But I also feel like Dan, so he had a podcast before. He's always been a truth teller. Um, I personally think I want to believe he's good. In my heart, I believe he's good. I could be wrong, right? But my discernment is telling me I don't think he's bad. I think he was put in bad positions, and I think that's exactly why he left. I don't think he wants his wagon hitched to some other wagons. And yeah, so I think that Dan coming back to the podcast, I know people are upset and they're like, I'll never trust him. I'll never believe anything. He was a part of an administration that, didn't do anything they were supposed to do. And, he's not above Mr. Patel. So he can only do what he can do. And I just think there's other things going on there. So I'm excited for the reason of I'm curious when he comes back, what kind of truth he's going to drop, because he's told things before. He's been like a whistleblower before. So maybe he'll come back, you guys, and he will air out everything. We don't know. We just have to give it time, right? Um yeah, but just because you used to be on Fox News, Tucker Carlson used to, but I believe Tucker. I think Tucker tells the truth. See, this is what I'm saying, guys. Like, just because someone used to be a liar doesn't mean they're still a liar. Like, and there's things going on, I think, in the background that we won't have privilege to know yet. So we just gotta like breathe. I think in due time, all truth is going to come to light, and I think it's going to be shocking for some people. I think there's a lot of people who still need to wake up, or who are maybe like very lightly woken up, and they're going to be deeply disturbed. They're going to be distraught at some of the stuff that's going to come out, I'm sure. Let's see. Ours was outdoor, ground default outlet. It didn't trip and burned above RUS in the attic for hours. Yep. That happens a lot. So what the fire department said was put a smoke alarm with a carbon monoxide detector in your attic, because there's a lot of fires that start in the attic and people don't realize it because they burn for so long before you find them, which is scary. Let's see. A lot of people not liking Dan in the chat. I see. Let's see. I demand laptop contents become public. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I don't think he wanted anything to do with the lies. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know, guys. I don't know everything. I'm just giving you my opinion. I don't know. That's just my gut right now. My gut feeling telling me that there's something else there. Conservative grifting at its all-time high. What is this? West, you don't have to stay here if you don't enjoy yourself. You don't have to stay in the chat and waste your time. I would spend my time doing something that I love. If you don't like what we're talking about, there's 1,000 people to listen to. And I know I would rather spend my time doing something I liked versus being in a chat that I don't like what people are talking about. Or is that just me? Ted Bundy was said to be nice and calm also. That's true. But you can tell someone's sinister, though. I mean, there's like a calm and quiet where you can tell it's creepy, Cognitive dissonance. I can't even say it right now, guys. Now I'm all, let's see. Dan, I couldn't do it. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see. Big dollar Dan. Charlie isn't dead. I think he's dead. Charlie, I don't think he would traumatize everybody. I don't think he would do that. I really don't. Invite Bongino on your podcast. He's not going to come on my little podcast, you guys. Come on now. Let's see. I do not trust at all at this time. He used to be a patriot. Yeah. And, I understand not trusting him right out the gate, right? I mean, it's going to take time, and he's going to have to, if he comes out and he starts spilling truth, then That might help him a little bit, but I'm not willing to totally just, you know what I mean? Like, throw him to the wolves yet. I'm gonna try to give him the benefit of the doubt. Try. I'm trying to, like, I try to see the logic in everything, and I try to really take a minute to breathe and not just, like, jump into, so we'll see. Charlie is gone and he is missed. Love that you recap, Candace. Thank you so much. I love that we have Candace recap shows too. I know some people are like, oh, it's not your own original content, like da da da. I'm like, do you know how many husbands don't want to listen to their wives talk about Candace afterwards? Like, my husband's like, I don't want to talk about politics, you know? So it's like my own way to like get it out and talk with people who do want to talk about it. Karen Reed trial, my husband would come home and he'd be like, dude, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm the 13th juror, bud. I'm just doing my duty. And he would die laughing. So, all right. So, thank you so much, guys. Hit the like button for all the. Oh gosh, don't say for the orphans though. I think Trump is afraid of Bibi will kill him, so he's towing the line. I agree. I think keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer is a statement for a reason. And just because something looks a certain way doesn't mean that's what it is. And I'm just going to leave it at that because that's going to get people hyped up too. Um, mm, 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 mm. Gloria, I go to just a Christian church. And they don't talk politics and they acknowledged that Charlie Kirk was killed. They acknowledged all that, but we don't talk, like, they don't push Israel. We don't talk about politics at all. It's not like that. It's nothing but straight talking about Jesus. Yep. You'll know when you find the right place. You just have to kind of go around. Let's see. Curveball. Erica's trying to best to memory hole Charlie's assassin. Yeah. Let me tell you, I'm going to post a video after this live because I went back and like I started watching like the interviews again of Erica. We should do that in this live. Maybe we'll go over some of the interviews. But you guys, you start thinking about all the things that she says. It's a little sketch. She's like her verbiage, her behavior. Start really going back and analyzing some stuff you missed. And I'm like, oh boy. Q did say, yep, Philly would be dealt with last. Yep. I agree with you. Love that you know that. And there's a lot of people that still don't believe in that, or they said I did, and I'm black pilled now, and I don't believe that that's true. It looks like he sold out, and I'm like, you guys, we just don't know. And the thing is, I'm going to bring this up again because I think this is really a key takeaway. And I know I say this for everyone who's in my lives on a regular basis. You're probably like sick of hearing this. Stop putting your faith in any man. Your faith belongs in Jesus Christ. Period. Pray about it. Let it go. Candace ain't saving you. Trump's not saving you. I'm not saving you. Bongino's not saving you. No one's saving you but God. If we get a second chance at this, it's because that was God's plan. And I highly suggest people get right with the Lord and seek that first. Tyler, no, it hasn't. And I don't think that they will be. So Christ is King is right. So anybody who's like all like panicked and they're worried about, oh, well, this or that person, or what do you think? At the end of the day, like, I don't put my faith in any one person. You hope people are going to do the right thing. But at the end of the day, as I've said a million times, people are people. There are some people who can be bought and there's some people who can't. I'm so God-fearing that I can't. But there are some people who can. And I believe that there's nothing wrong with living a normal life. You're healthy, you have kids, more money, more problems sometimes. When, billionaires aren't really that happy. You see a lot of billionaires that off themselves. I think there's a lot of problems there. Not saying that money is bad, but obviously like living comfortable is I think everyone's goal just to not have to stress. But money's not a problem solver. It doesn't solve every problem. It certainly doesn't keep you warm at night. It certainly doesn't keep you from being lonely. Um, you know, it just doesn't. So I just think people, there's some people who their focus is God. And if you keep your eye on that, you won't waver. But you have to be really strong in your faith. You have to be strong mentally. So everyone just needs to refocus in another direction. I think they're looking at the wrong stuff. Stop with the George stuff. What George stuff? We're not talking about George. Mm-mm-mm-mm. I don't know what you're talking about, George stuff. Is your church on the Faith by Works list? No, it is not. Believe me, I've looked into FAR documents and all kinds of stuff because I've been working in the background to expose pastors and churches. Actually, that's going to be something that Kristen and I we're trying to put together to do a series. Let's see. I worked in Palm Beach and found many ultra rich are just miserable people. They are. They're not kind. They're not nice. Majority of them are not nice people. Someone else was pitching George, what's his face? Oh, yeah, I don't. Yeah. Oh, thank you for the super chat, Heather. Thank you. You are so right. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see. Yeah, it's the love because you could have a lot of money and do great good with it. But when you look at DC and see what's happened to all those people since they went to Washington, yeah, Washington is not I just don't think there's a lot of good people there, but I think there's a lot of people that go there with the intention of good. And I still believe that there are good politicians. But like I said, you never know. Oh, thank you for becoming a member, Heather. I appreciate that. That was so sweet of you. Thank you. The 501c church buildings are under Drizzle doctrine from the Vatican. Yeah. If you followed Q, that you guys should watch, and if you look it up on here, try to look up the Fall of the Cabal. If you haven't watched it, they've been trying to delete it off YouTube a lot, especially the last couple years. But if you haven't watched it, I think it's still on here. But you guys should watch the Fall of the Cabal. It's 15 short episodes. They're 30 minutes a piece. It'll tell you a lot. Let's see. So there's a lot of crazy stuff. Leaving, Terry, you're leaving. I don't understand. Fall of the Cabal. Yes, that's what it's called, and it is great. So, okay. So, good evening. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, Fall of the Cabal. Yep. Yeah. My dad we used to tell everyone to watch that. Please subscribe, and share. Thank you, Heather, for saying that. Thank you. Thank you. So, I'm pretty sure we're done talking about Mr. Jan Bongino. I think he's a sore topic for people. Now, let's talk about this whole Nick Fuentes and Candace Owens drama on X today because I mean, those two are going at each other like crazy. So I'm going to pull that up because it was kind of funny the stuff Candace was saying. We'll have a good chuckle. So let's see, did this pull up? You guys can see the screen. Okay, here we go. All right. So Candace posted, Russell Brand never reintroduced us, but yes, we consider him a part of our love story and joke about the fact that Russell Brand is the reason I was 3 hours late to dinner. Did you even watch the clip of what I said here, or are you just copying and pasting what others are sharing, hoping something will land? I told the truth here. I was running late to dinner with George because I was up doing Russell Brand's podcast. Russell Brand was a lefty back then. George did not meet him then and did not know him otherwise. Are you okay, Nick? It's perfectly fine to admit you were just entirely wrong about how I met George. People will still like you. Regarding your second question, unfortunately, after 2018, we didn't see John and Irina for years, not until December of 2024, to be precise. George moved to the States and we started a family here. So he's talking about.
You made the very sensible.
Oh, geez. So he put up a post on X saying, so you were informally introduced by John Mappin, then reintroduced by Russell Brand, but also PJW, where it was love at first second sight, then got engaged 2 weeks after. Okay, got it. So we're just going to listen to this little clip.
Decision, and apparently he asked you to marry him 19 days after you met, which is very English.
Yes, Russell Brand was our Cupid.
Really?
Yeah, he was.
Well, let's hear this because I'm fascinated. 19. So what happened? You guys meet where?
So a buddy of
this is George, your husband.
Yeah, Turning Point UK was hosting an event. George was there. I didn't get to meet him. I then went to do Russell Brand's podcast on the countryside, and through a lot of miscommunication, nobody had told me that my now husband was hosting a massive dinner with like major players in politics. Like Douglas Murray was there that night, all of these fantastic people. So I was 3 hours late because I was with Russell Brand.
I don't know why it's got
doing
like
his Under the Skin podcast. And this is amazing because this is when he was a communist, this was the old Russell Brand. And then my assistant kind of comes in and is like, there's a massive dinner for you. And I'm like, I have to go. There's a random guy named George Farmer hosting a dinner for me. Jumped in the car, went down to Belgravia, 3 hours late, and my husband's just plying everyone with red wine. Like, is this woman even coming? And I don't know, I just locked eyes with him and just knew that I was going to marry him. It was totally insane. Literally, and it's funny because his best man then read the text messages that George was sending to him, like, I'm going to marry this girl. And I was sending messages to my assistant, like, I'm going to marry
from
this
that
guy.
night.
Like locked eyes. If this is like a true rom-com story featuring Russell Brand, yeah.
Was it just the accent, Candace?
No,
you can be clear.
Everyone had an accent.
Do you find this accent irresistible? Is that
Americans
where we are?
do like an English accent.
It's funny, you guys are all saying 3 hours late to dinner. And it's funny because I would never wait 3 hours. Like, if someone was 3 hours late to dinner, I would have been like, bye. Sorry, guys, I need Kleenex. I'm still sick. I'm trying so hard to get better. I've tried like anything and everything, but let's finish this.
So I will say that it is a plus, but everyone there had an accent. It was just his face. He didn't even speak to me. He was so nervous. And then he flew to meet me the following week at Turning Point USA's big conference they have every December. And it was just, I just knew it was the strangest thing. And then he proposed to me. We didn't even kiss, nothing. Didn't even know if he had a girlfriend. And
you've not even had a date, really?
We didn't even have a date. We had our first kiss in Terminal 5.
Really? That's very romantic.
It is.
It's like Love Actually.
It is Love Actually.
So that was the clip that he posted. He was trying to make fun of Candace. So if you come down here, let's go to the comment section because the comments. Oh, why can't I click on that? I guess we'll click on his. Okay. Now we should be able to come down here and go in the comment section. Candace's response to this, you guys, was hilarious. Also, thank you, Alicia, for becoming a member. That was super sweet of you. I can't wait to have like the bigger memberships for the true crime section and some of the other things that we're going to cover. That will be a members only area. Yeah, I wish I could take that advice and don't get sick. I actually never get sick. So this is hilarious that I got this flu. I blame it on my husband. His coworker was sick. He got him sick and then got me sick. So here we are. I'm trying to find Candace's response because she was in the comment section and it was so good. Let's look at this. So see what I'm saying? She's been in the comment section all day, you guys. It's been hilarious. I'm trying to find. Look at this. Oh, where'd it go? No. Where'd that one go with Alex Jones with Ben Shapiro? What happened? Well, that was so funny. I don't know what happened to that. Let's go to Candace's page actually really quick, you guys. Let's just take a quick peek here. But yeah, it was so funny. She was making fun of him not being married. She's like, I know you don't like women. So see, this is what she posted. Tonight, I will host a space to discuss the Fort, I can't even pronounce it now, Huachuca, and why it suddenly really matters. Hoping all who can join, including, of course, the people who, uh, whatever, people that disagree with her. I don't even want to attempt that word right now. And then she invited a couple people to join as speakers. The reason she's inviting Morgan Ariel and I think Harrison is Morgan Ariel put up a thing today saying that she can no longer support Candace. And she actually was like retweeting Candace's stuff all the time. So it's been really interesting that she has turned now. It's really weird. Let's see. So in 30 words or less, where did John get killed since you mentioned the Karen Reed trials? I personally think it happened in that what do they call it? Between the house and the garage or whatever that room is. I forgot what they called it. I think somebody got pushed or shoved and he fell and hit his head. And I kind of feel like it had something to do with the McElbert son. Because they really wanted to say that he wasn't there. Like they were really trying to say, oh, well, he wasn't here, but we know he was there. So I don't know. Alex and Ben and a horsey, right? Wasn't that so good? I wish I could have. I tried to go back and find it. For me, it's ATF attitude, garage step head bumped, instant death. Maybe, yeah. I think Colin definitely was there. Most definitely. And I do think it's interesting that the homeowners let Alan Jackson and them in, and you saw like it. I don't think that was paint. That looked, well, it probably was paint, but it was over something or stain or something that they put to. Why would you tear the carpet up and throw the carpet out? They got rid of the dog immediately. Everything about that case was, yeah, no. He didn't get hit by a car. Come on now. Mitch Snow is bringing out these grifter demons. I don't know. I've heard some say it happened in the gym. Yeah, I've heard like different, I don't know. Everyone has a different opinion. With that basement gym, I don't know. A lot of people supported Candace, and as soon as Mitch came on, everyone turned on her. I just think people were ready to hear what he saw. A lot of people aren't ready to face real evil. I think there's several things going on here. I think it's multiple things. The main thing I think is his past, and they feel like because of his past, it doesn't make him where you can believe he's telling the truth right now. But like I said, we still use, you look at Chris Watts. He went into prison and he started talking about what he did to, cellmates. So they do use other criminals as witnesses in cases. It doesn't, just because you did something bad doesn't mean that you're not, you know what I mean? You're a liar all the time. Some people lied as teenagers and don't lie as adults. I mean, I don't know. We don't know. But everyone being wound up about it is weird. It's like, well, why are you guys like losing the plot and like so like focused on this one thing? The bottom line is did it happen or not? And the fact that they aren't giving the proof to prove that they weren't there, like solid proof, not like I bought a flight. That's not proof that you were on the plane. That's not proof you went anywhere. So until we have that, and then Erica's slip up with Andrew Colvette on and Gary from Paramount Tactical the other day was horrible. Lord. Sorry. So, yeah, I mean, people can sit here and talk crap about Mitch all they want, but I don't see them providing any proof that that wasn't the case. So, I don't know. The Mitch aspect should only matter if he, or did he see what he said he saw basically now, and tie it all together. Okay, moving forward, maybe get back to the crime itself on the 10th. Right. That's what I'm saying. There is a Mitch storm outside my windows. No global warming. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Marty. Thank you so much, Alicia, for the super chat. You're so sweet. Do you think that Candace will give the prosecutors the evidence she has? Well, that's a good question. We don't trust anybody right now, so I think that she'll put it out publicly, and I think she'll let the public come together to rock, you know what I mean? Rock everything to where they can't try him for it, is what I'm saying. Sorry, guys, I'm losing my train of thought. So that's what I think. In a lot of aspects, when you give information to the public and so many people are outraged, like look at the Karen Reed case. I have to come back to the Karen Reed case because look at what Turtle Boy put together. One journalist went out there and he was like, this girl's getting railroaded by the system. We have to help her. Woman, sorry, not girl. And the more people that he went on social media and talked and found out about it and started to follow the trial, and then everyone started to see the corruption, and then it became a whole movement. And I think that's what might happen here. But do I think that if she doesn't trust the feds, is she going to give the prosecution the proof? Probably not. How do we know they're not going to turn around and just destroy it? You know? So yeah, I mean, at the bottom line is like, was he there or not? Was he there or not? Are Brian Harpool and Erica, were they there or not? That's all I care about, is what their alibis are. Your view on the Talmud and Judeo-Christian values. Tyler, I think Judeo-Christian it's propaganda. The Bible does not say Jews are the chosen people in the New Testament. You have to believe that Jesus died on the cross for your sins and accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. And truly mean it. We are the church. We are the bride that God comes back for. So at the end of the day, it's even Jews now have to accept the Lord. Follow what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's how I feel about it. All right, guys. Sorry, I'm trying to read through. Thank you very much for your input. No problem. Of course, Alicia. Killed it. No one seems to care. Hadley, including Trump and company. I don't think it's that Trump doesn't care. I'm going to say this, guys. Do you want your president on national television like weeping over somebody? I don't. That doesn't scream like strong, don't mess with us. So, in my opinion, if anyone thought he was going to get up there and sob, you were sadly mistaken. And just because we don't see what he's doing doesn't mean in the background things aren't going on, like I said. It's like you guys saying I don't research in the background. You guys don't see what goes on in the background. How do you know what I'm doing? You don't. It's the same concept. He's just the president. Candace, let's see. Candace did not need Mitch. Fundraising for is not a good look for her. I don't think fundraising for him until she had like rock solid proof of certain things. Yeah, I agree. He shouldn't get the money, and if we don't know what's actually going on here. Do you believe this should be a Christian? I don't think we should be mixing politics and religion, period. But our country was built on Christian values. So, but I still don't think politics belong in the church. I don't think the government belongs in the church. Do you think Casey Anthony did it? Ooh, that's a good question. Honestly, I think she did. I really do. I know a lot of people were saying her dad. I don't know. I think it was her. I think a lot of people think it was her. That's not true. Christianity is not Judeo-Christian, but that's fine. We're not going to argue. He's a narcissist, has no emotional empathy, so he wouldn't be devastated. Um, I I don't think that's true, but I think that he's the president, and I think he has to put strength forward. And as I said, there's a lot. There's a lot there. I don't need him to answer me. I'm not his mom. So I'm not personally triggered by Trump. I think there's the Trump derangement syndrome is a real thing. Um, it's a real thing. People really, it's more about hating him than it is about anything. It's like hating Candace. The people that hate Candace, they hate Candace so much they can't see past the hate. They just can't. It's the same thing. Yeah. I'm not here to. Where am I from? From the Midwest, Chicago. High trust societies. We're high honest population. That would be true if Trump had a filter on his mouth. He clearly does not. So, John, everyone knew Trump didn't have a filter. And here's where this may make people upset, but this is the truth. I don't care if you have a filter or not, as long as you can run the country the right way. If the economy is good, like it was in his first presidency, I don't care. I am not. The truth is the truth, and I believe like dancing around the truth is annoying to me sometimes. So if you're just going to be honest and say how it is, I appreciate that, whether that comes off like a jerk or not. I would prefer that over lying and deceit. So which one's the worst of the two evils? Okay, so he's a jerk when he talks. I mean, do I think everything Trump says is great? No. Do I think his delivery is great? No. But does that make him a total POS and, useless? No. They both can exist. So, they both can exist. Not trying to make people mad, but it's true. Like one doesn't, they don't go, go hand in hand. So I did not know Nick Fuentes personally, no. Nick Fuentes is funny, but he's another one. His mouth is awful, and I think that some of his views are just not great, but he's funny. I mean, I think I laugh at some of the stuff he says. That may make people mad too, because I think he's another one, his mouth is just, his mouth is gross. Like there are times where I'm like, I can't listen to him. But some stuff is funny. I don't know. I'm from an Italian family, so like dry, sarcastic, like a-hole humor is like normal, Like if I was that sensitive about every little thing, I would have never made it in my family. They're always cutting up and making fun of each other, whatever. What do you mean researching real truth only goes so far, especially when it's about religions? I mean, what you believe is personal. You can believe whatever you want to believe. Like I said, I'm not you. We're all going to stand before God. I don't have to explain my religious views to anybody. You don't owe me one. I don't owe you one. And if that's a topic that, people want to have, then I don't know. Then don't have it. Everything I do, I read and take things in for myself. End of story. I don't look to anybody to tell me how to feel about anything. God gave me a brain for a reason. Yeah, I don't like Pam Bondi, John. So, but I think all that's gonna be a whole lot too. So, I'm with you on that. Okay, so let's go back to this Nick Fuentes stuff because this was funny. I want to try to figure out. I'm trying to find where Candace roasted him because it was so funny. Let's see. What does it say? This is 2 hours ago. No, automatically disqualified to speak if you are trying to tell the public Charlie got shot by a lone shooter on a rooftop with a 30-06 bullet that was stopped by a magical neck. We just don't have time for that. Sorry. Oh, man. Where's this comment? Maybe it's right here somewhere. I think it's right here. Nope, that's not it. Maybe it's this one. Is this where she talked to? Before the event, it was a friend that got him. Nope, it's not that one. See what I'm saying? They've been at it all day, you guys. And look at this. Alex Jones telling his audience, my husband is at MI6 is hilarious. Guess he left the part out where my husband through InfoWars host Paul Joseph Watson. Here's a picture from that fateful night in December of 2018. Thank you, Alex. Let's look at this picture. I didn't even see this. I'm curious what's going to happen in this live that she's going to do on X because the real story of how I met my husband, I forced Charlie to set up a trip to London and messaged PJW and said we should officially meet. And yes, PJW came to our wedding. He's a fantastic guy. And my husband supported his work because his videos are objectively hilarious. Where is... they haven't interviewed his high school classmates yet, Mel. Let's hear what they have to say about what happened in PE class in the 70s. You'll totally understand why you can't ask questions about Fort Huachuca. Oh, this is the son, I think. Oh, let's watch this. Hold on.
You're a veteran, and I don't know. Have you watched?
2 seconds, guys. Hold on. Let me.
Do you know what he's talking?
I don't know
You're
why.
a veteran, and I don't know. Have you watched his claims on Candace Owens? Do you know what he's talking about?
So I believe this is the son of Mitch.
I watched some of them very briefly. I can only stomach so much of that bullshit. They're not going to let him go into anywhere ops center or anything like that. On any post, not Huachuca, not Carson, not nowhere, not in the States, not abroad. They're going to make him go through the same center that everybody goes through to get his ID, get it renewed if he doesn't have it to that point. They're going to let him go to the commissary. They're going to let him go to the PX, maybe some of the other amenities on the post, but he doesn't have a secret security clearance.
Or if he does walk into the Joint Task Force staff duty, he might end up detained and outside getting the canines called on him as per this report, which, again, I don't even know if this report is real or not. There's so much craziness going on with this report.
I mean,
it's plate number.
They called me on September 9th, asking me if I knew anything about a Mitch Snow, and telling me that I was listed as his number one emergency contact.
So that was the video that Paramount, I guess, decided to put up. I really don't even understand, like, so it says, great. So now that Mitch's son has confirmed he was contacted by MPs. Oh, so this was the joke earlier about this, was that the son actually proved that Gary's theory was stupid, basically. MPs on Fort Huachuca on September 9th over Mitch's detainment. Can we get some confirmation on the others, or are y'all just going to move to the goalpost on Mitch again? So that was Mel, Village Crazy Lady. She's awesome on X. I like her a lot. She's someone that Ian Carroll talks about. So let's see. I'm trying to see if... So she said about this video, she said, beyond parody, they were so desperate to delegitimize. Oh my goodness, hold on. Delegitimize Mitch's testimony at Fort Wakachua that they found an estranged son who he hasn't spoken to in 20 years, who accidentally confirms Mitch's story on September 9th. You can't make this stuff up, you guys. Talk about oopsie. Again, Gary from Paramount Tactical is making a lot of oopsies. He's like an Andrew Colvette Jr. Crazy. Turning against themselves, USA. That's so true. That's so funny. It's so funny. Yeah, he said he was going to crush it into 1,000 pieces. Yeah, he crushed it all right. John Kennedy wanted to dismantle the CIA, and we saw what happened to him. Exactly, Terry. Let's see what else everyone's saying. Why would she stream on X and not YouTube? I don't know. I thought that was really weird. The only thing I could think of is what if she's not at home and she doesn't have like the camera and the mic and stuff. So for her, it's better to just do like an audio on X. I don't know. I could see, I mean, I could go live at 8 o'clock if you guys want. We can hop off now and then get back on at 8 and do a live while she's live on there, and I can play it through the live if you guys want. Or do you guys want me to just do a video breakdown for tomorrow and you guys can wait till tomorrow? You guys let me know in the chat what you guys want. If you guys want, we can take a break for an hour and then get back to it at 8. I am down for whatever you guys want. I am here for you. You guys just let me know in the chat what you guys want me to do, and we can take a break. We can all eat some dinner, and then we can all watch it together and see what we hear. We could definitely do that. But then we'll hop off here now. That way we can all eat dinner. Maybe I'll get some hot green tea and honey going, throw some mint in there. I'll try it again. And then we can hop on here and we can listen to this craziness together, because I just don't know what else to think about this. Okay, so you guys win. I will come back at 8. So we have an hour and 15 minutes before that. And yes, make sure you put the alerts on. I may get on here a couple minutes early. Shoot, I may get in my pajamas. We may be doing a hot tea and pajamas in Candace Owens night. So we'll do the live at 8 and we'll listen to her live on X together. And then what I'll do, are you guys laughing about my pajama comment? There ain't nothing better than being in your jammies with a hot cup of tea or coffee, whatever you want to do. Put some lavender oil on. So, yeah, I haven't eaten at all today since breakfast, so I probably should go eat. Oh, it's only 5. So let's go back to her ex really quick while we're all still here together. Hold on. Yeah, she threw everybody off with this whole going live on X. Yeah, it's showing 8:30. Okay, I'm sorry, 8:30. So I'm going to set a reminder. Why is this not working? Okay. And then I'm guessing it's 8:30 my time, Eastern. So right now it's 6:47 by me. Either way, no matter what, in an hour and 10 minutes, we're all going to have to be back on here for this. She didn't put, oh, well, no. It says, yeah, I think this is an Eastern time. So we'll have to hop back on here and so we'll hop back on here and we'll go over that. And then what I'll do is for the people that can't come back at 8, I'll do a recap after. Like I'll film a video and talk about like a general recap of everything and what was talked about or whatever. So that'll be nice. It gives us a little bit more than an hour and 10 minutes. I'm sure we all need to eat or do dishes, or there's 1,000 things that we could do. And, we'll go from there. But we'll definitely go live. Pajama party is right, Elena. Like I'm down for a virtual pajama party. How lame am I? You guys, I was the kid at the sleepovers when I was younger, by the way, that would fall asleep like immediately. No one wanted me at their sleepover because I knocked out immediately. I remember my cousin one time, they taped my eyelids open because they were mad that I kept falling asleep. They were so mean to me. Yeah, mic crash overload is right. So, it's not lame, Jonathan. I don't think it's lame. I don't know. Maybe this is what 36 is like. You get excited over, you know, simple stuff like that. I don't know. Well, actually, I've always been a person who just like, even like fresh bedding. I don't know how many girls out here are like that, but just like if you're having a bad day or you're having a hard time, like a fresh pair of bed sheets and a good pair of pajamas sets me straight. I'm telling you. So, okay. All right. So I will see you guys at 8:30. We got what, an hour and 40 minutes, ish, 8:30. And doesn't it, Elena? I swear, fresh, like a new pair of bed sheets and just like refreshing your bed, like a new set of pillows. And I better not even think about it because then I won't be wanting to be on the live at 8:30. I'll be wanting to go to sleep. Clean sheets, new comforter, new PJs, lavender oil. Oh, yes. And if you guys don't use magnesium oil, if you guys struggle with like sleep, magnesium oil or magnesium cream off Amazon, well, oh, man. It'll help with sore muscles. It'll help you sleep at night. It's a game changer. Put on the bottom of your feet with like a nice pair of like soft socks. I could give you some tips on how to get some relaxation going. So, hello, Diamond. Diamond, we're going to come back in an hour and 40 minutes when Candace Owens goes live on Twitter because she's not doing her show on YouTube. So, I mix my lavender oil with my magnesium too. So, I will see you guys all in an hour and 40 minutes. Make sure y'all got your PJs on. Bring yourself a drink so we can stay hydrated. Maybe a box of Kleenex. We might all be crying. I don't know. We'll see. But I will see you all soon. And so for everyone who's just popping in really quick, we are going to be back here in an hour and 40 minutes. Candace is going to go live on X. Most of you guys don't have X. It's just going to be an audio call that she's doing to talk about Fort Huachuca. Did I say it right? So we're going to be doing that live together. So, and then I'll do a recap video after to post tomorrow for people who missed it and just want the lowdown on what went on. So we will be back. I'm so excited. Our first pajama party, guys. Virtual pajama party. How exciting. All right, guys. I'll see you in an hour and 40 minutes.